As of last year, the 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma is no longer the newest gen. However, being car guys, anything newer than a 2015 is basically a brand new vehicle. So today we're talking about the brand new but not quite brand new 3rd gen Tacoma and what fits on it. Toyotas are built to last, so you pick up one of these trucks, you're going to have it for the next 50 years. Despite these trucks being so new, there are already people going crazy with the modifications on these, building them into overland rigs, pre-runners, crawlers, or whatever you truck guys do with your trucks. Before we get into the video, I'm Jake, and as always, please drop a like, hit the comment button, drop what vehicle you want me to talk about next on here, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, do all the YouTube bullshit, go to our website, check out the other fitment guides we have available, add your vehicle to our vehicle gallery, enter into our monthly fitment battles, buy some wheels and tires, and all the other stuff I have to tell you. There's tons and tons of aftermarket support in terms of mods for these trucks. Wheels and tires being one of the best and one of the first modifications often done. In fact, there are so many different wheel and tire combinations that we're just going to break it down into what's an easy, good fit for you. So we put together this quick little fitment guide that's going to just be a reference for you. Now, if you're the type who likes to read instead of listen to my beautiful voice talk about what wheels and tires are going to fit your truck, click the link down in the description. It's going to be a really, really detailed wheel fitment guide. We have these for a ton of different chassis, and they can teach you everything you want to know and probably some stuff you don't about your car or truck or SUV or whatever we're talking about. So let's talk about the basic fitment info on your 3rd gen Tacoma. What are the stock wheel specs on your truck? Well, they're all 16s except for the ones that aren't. Widths are generally around 7 inches wide and offsets are around plus 30. All that information is going to be on our guide or in the description. It's not that interesting. I know you're not here to learn what stock wheel size is on your truck. Bolt patterns 6x139 across all of them make your life easy. One interesting thing about the Tacoma is that it shares a bolt pattern and generally wheel sizing with the 4Runner, except the 4Runner is a little more aggressive of an offset for some reason. Toyota, please explain why. They're the same vehicle. So a really common upgrade that a lot of 3rd gen Tacoma guys do is run the TRD Sport wheels off the 4Runner on their Tacoma. This is an OEM Plus look that looks great and doesn't cost you a ton of money since truck and SUV guys love to upgrade their wheels as a first modification. As far as tires, your truck's going to come with a capable but not excellent set of Goodyear Wrangler all-terrains, but if you're serious about off-roading, we highly recommend upgrading some 33s, 35s, or 37s depending on your setup. More about that later. So now, why you're here. What size wheels and tires fit your 2016 plus 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma? I know at the very least you're here to upgrade your tires, as those factory ones are going to leave you stuck on the trail. But while you're there, you might as well upgrade your wheels too. And did you know if you package your wheels with tires at 3piece.us, you get free mounting, free balancing, and free shipping to your door, which is like a $400 something value. Pretty good deal in my opinion. In terms of recommended tire upgrades, anything around a 31.6 inch very scientific diameter is going to fit well on your stock wheels. If you're just looking to increase the off-road performance of your truck and don't care about appearance, this is the cheapest way to do it. Sizes we're looking at: 265/75 on the 16, 265/70 on the 17, and 265/65 on the 18. Big shocker there. The bigger your wheel gets, the smaller your tire gets. What is the maximum tire size you can run without a lift? Well, if you want to do this for some reason and not upgrade your wheels, you do you. Personally, I'd be buying some wheels from threepiece.us, like some Icons that look great on Toyota. Some people say you can run 33s, others say you can run a little less than a 33. Generally, staying a little under with something around a 285 and then those same profiles is going to be generally safe on your Tacoma. None of these are probably going to require trimming, but you can always do a little bit to be safe. At the same time, by the time you're running a 33-inch-ish tire, probably going to want a more aggressive offset so your truck looks cooler, so you might as well just earmark this for later. Toyota uses a 16-inch through 18-inch factory wheel diameter on these trucks, so you guessed it, 16 through 18 inch is going to work the best in the aftermarket as well. With that said, if you're serious about off-roading and you're not building a Starbucks trip pavement princess, 16 and 17 are going to be the better choices for you. Offsets run a wide gambit of sizes from relatively inset plus 30 to a fairly aggressive -25. The sweet spot is something I'm going to tell you later to keep you watching this video. If you drop a like, comment, and subscribe, maybe I'll share it right now. 17 by 9 plus 12. So you decided, Jake, I'm going to ignore your advice about buying aftermarket wheels and I'm going to run factory wheels with better tires. Well, as long as you get the tires from threepiece.us, I don't care what you do. Some tires I'd recommend. We got 4 options here that I think are personally great. We got 4 options here plus a bonus that I run on my truck that I think are great options for you. First, the Goodyear Wrangler Ultra Terrain. This is going to basically be the more hardcore version of your factory tire. Comes in all the sizes you need, works pretty well, and Goodyear is a well-recognized brand of tires both on on-road and off. They come with a great warranty and a cool looking tread pattern. Next up, you're probably no stranger to this tire. It's run on every off-road rig under the planet. You guessed it, the BF Goodrich KO2. These can be a slight bump in price up from those good years, but you're getting what you pay for. The KO2s are run on everything from the most hardcore rock crawling rigs down to the mall crawler that your girl's using to go pick up Starbucks. These are a great tire. They perform well in almost every condition. However, the tread design does tend to pool water, which can lead to hydroplaning if you live in somewhere with an extremely wet climate. Florida guys, I'm talking to you. You've also got the BF Goodrich Rugged Trail TA. Relatively smooth ride, little less hardcore than the KO2, little softer sidewall. If you want all the KO2 performance without any of the KO2 sacrifice, these might be a good tire for you. The Cooper Discoverer AT3LT. Say Discoverer 3 times fast. That is a difficult word. These are mostly for on-road trucks. Again, same concept. They're a less hardcore version of something like the KO2, but if you're going off-road quite a bit, they may lack performance there. Fifth bonus option that's not in the guide, but should be, I run these on my personal truck and I love them, the Falcon Wild Peak AT3s. These things last forever, perform well in almost every condition, are relatively quiet on-road, good performers off-road, and are a great all-around tire. I'm running them on my Raptor, which is quite a bit heavier, and even then I'm not running into issues. If you're looking for any of these tires, click the link down in the description below and get some tires for your Tacoma today. Now, I don't want you to think there's only 5 tires. We're barely scraping the surface. We've got options on our website from Nitto, Mickey Thompson, Michelin, and much more. If you want to shop tires, again, hit that link below. I'm going to touch on this really quickly, and our guide's going to go in a little bit more depth because if you need this tire setup, you probably already know this tire setup. There are some reasons to run a Skinnier tire on your Tacoma. That's going to be for certain types of off-roading conditions, namely something like sand or snow. It's going to give you the ability to cut through the sand, cut through the snow, and perform a little bit better in those scenarios. If you are looking for a setup like this, contact one of our fitment experts via phone or email. They can guide you through what you're looking to do specifically with your truck. So now the reason that you are all here, taking a look at some aftermarket wheel and tire combos on a range of different Tacomas. Just because you're getting new wheels does not mean you need to fully build your truck, although it kind of looks better if you do. It's a money pit. We all go down that rabbit hole, right? That's what the owner of this TRD 3rd Gen decided to not go down the rabbit hole and fitted up some KMC wheels, 8-inch width, not too much further than the factory SEMA wheels, and running a 31.6-inch, that little bit under 32-inch tire. There was no need for any suspension upgrades with this wheel and tire combination, and it makes the truck look and perform significantly better than stock without having to compromise at all. You take these off, you trade your truck in, you get a new one in 30 years when the motor blows, you call it a day. There's no cutting, no rubbing, no drama, no bullshit. This makes the truck look and perform considerably better without having to sell a kidney to build the truck. So we recommend this sizing, that's 17x8 with a 0 offset, for anyone who's not looking to extensively build their 3rd Gen. Next up, we've got another set of KO2s, except this time they're fitted up on some Method MR wheels. The tires are the exact same size as the previous one, 31.6 inches. He chose to keep the front mud flaps, which can cause some slight rubbing, but it's really not an issue. This setup is easy enough that any Tacoma owner can pull this one off, and if you're looking for either of these wheel and tire setups, you're gonna be able to get them down there again in the description. Let's keep count. How many times does Jake point down at the description in this video? It's a lot. Some extra points for the white lettering on the KO2s on this one. It just looks really cool. The last couple trucks we're going to talk about here are considerably more aggressive. These have wider wheels and tires with lower offsets and some suspension modifications to make those work. These will definitely give you some of that poke at least 1 inch and require a lift kit. If you want to try to run these on stock suspension, that is your funeral, brother. First up, we're taking a look at a truck with 2+ inches of poke. My girlfriend says 2 inches is good enough, but I don't know about that myself. This one's running 17x9.5 -18 black rhinos. As pictured, this truck has stock suspension, which, like I told you, your funeral. However, not surprisingly, it's gonna rub at full lock and under various types of load. This truck has close to 33-inch tires, 32.7 to be exact. So if it were mine, I'd lift it 1 to 2 inches and call it a day to alleviate some of that rubbing, either under load or when turning. With a little bit of lift, those same tires fit with no rub, as you can see on this truck that has a lot of rake, even more than stock, but it's fitted with a Bilstein kit front and rear, giving you a fully adjustable front coilover with some adjustability in the rear. Because it's a coilover, you can adjust that front up and down to try to level the truck where possible. You want to avoid that rake look if you can and level the truck. Next up, what you might be wondering, you want to keep up with your friends with Raptors. So how do you fit 35s on your Tacoma? Well, 6 inches of lift is one way to do it. Even with this, it's still going to take quite a bit of effort. 35s are for those who need extra ground clearance for that hardcore off-road performance or style. The loss of MPG and torque is going to make your truck truck a lot slower than stock, although you can fix that with a TRD supercharger. However, it does look undeniably badass, and under certain circumstances, I would definitely recommend it. 3 inches of lift is going to be the bare minimum to run those 35s, and you're going to need to do quite a bit of cutting to make them fit. Re-gearing your truck isn't mandatory, but probably recommended, again, to not throw your speedo off too much. Even though your Tacoma is going to be worth the same whether it has 0 miles, 120,000, or 250,000, you don't want to accelerate getting to 250,000 if you can avoid it. In addition, when it comes to trimming, we do recommend taking at least a full inch off of the inner fenders to make these work. So this is obviously one of those modifications that you kind of can't go back from. Taking a look at this 2017, it's running a 6-inch lift kit with Fox 2.0 coilovers. Going this high is going to help reduce the amount of trimming needed, but is not any more affordable than running that same 3-inch lift. It's just going to reduce the amount of cutting. It's whether you want to cut into that wallet or cut into that fender. 35s or not, these TE37 XTs look fantastic on a Tacoma or 4Runner, and these are specifically built for off-roading. Personally, when it comes to building one of these Japanese trucks, I love the Bramlights line and the raised line of off-road wheels. I think they suit the truck really well, look great, perform great, and despite them being more expensive than a comparable American product like a Method or a KMC, give you those undeniable style points that you're going to be able to flex on the trail or on the ground. In closing, there's no possible way that I could summarize every wheel and tire setup that fits on a Tacoma in this video, so if you've got one on your truck, hit the link in the description, add it to our gallery, and help others dial in the fitment on their Tacoma. There's a ton of different ways to slice this, whether you're going to run a stock size tire on a stock wheel, a stock size tire on an aftermarket wheel, 31.7 column 32s, a 35, or if you want to cut your truck up to high heaven and run 37s, more power to you. In general, a tire in the 31 to 32 inch range with a 16 or 17 inch wheel running around an 8 plus 0 all the way up to a 9 plus 0, 9 plus 12 is going to generally fit with stock suspension and no trimming. Add a little bit of lift on there and you can run something a little bigger all the way up to a 35. In my opinion, if it were my own truck, 33s, little lift, little trimming, call it a day, throw some gram lights on there, great looking truck. As a reminder, don't screw up your fitment. Check out our vehicle gallery for tons of recommendations on how to make different wheel and tire setups fit your car or truck. If you have a cool car or truck, add it to the vehicle gallery to help others and get entered into our monthly fitment battle. If you liked the video, hit like, drop a comment, hit subscribe, let us know what vehicle we should cover in the next one, and as always, I'll see you next time.